Yeah, makes
It's
sense.
my last ride. So.
What are you gonna do? Stay in a gaming hotel?
Oh no. Looking to stay with Chippies maybe, but if he can't, with me and Ethan, hopefully. But if he
Okay.
can't, then probably going to just ask for help from friends in Korea.
Sure. True. Well, that's exciting. I assume the high elo Korean server games are quite fun. But you have to like where does it get like the most rewarding? Like Challenger Plus, or is it still
I
quite
think every server's diluted. I'm gonna be honest.
fair?
Like I'm sure Korea is much harder than OS, but at the same time, the master players are still playing with challenger players, which means it's still
They
diluted.
are?
Yeah, of
Oh, hell
course.
no. I'm sick of this epidemic, man.
No, of course, it's
I mean, it
everywhere.
won't be as bad as Korea.
Yeah, but you could.
I mean,
Yeah, the Koreans will complain about the same thing.
yeah, but like that's good. Like we ain't complaining.
Of course
Bad
not.
dose.
Oh, besides this conversation, this is a good skirmish.
Yeah, I like the ward helped see that he was like gonna get collapsed on first, which is
Really good W as
obviously
well.
like
My only criticism here is that you don't play in and out. Like you should be confident to over the wall.
do I E him
Alex.
in the W? Like where do I
So
burn it there? Yeah, okay.
yeah,
I agree.
so yeah,
Yeah.
instead of doing that, you come to the right side, E here, and then
Mhm.
auto him back, and then stun him. So you take less damage. Plus, you're just gonna you
Yeah.
take less damage. Plus, you're just gonna do more without, because your extra auto is not gonna change like him dying. Basically, you'd rather take
Yeah.
less 100 less damage by just not being
True.
there.
Yeah, I feel like I played mechanically well this game and tried to like instill a lot of the points that we talked about, but it still felt quite like hard to solve and play. Top lane started like, whatever, first timing the new champion and then so he's
No,
dying,
he's
there's
going
constant pressure
monster.
there.
Yeah.
And even though the Morgana gets kills, like when you have a sense that the person's like not doing the right things, I don't think I like know the game nearly at the same level as you, so it's hard to articulate or like fully
Right.
know
You
what
just
you should
feel
be
there's
doing. But
something
like,
wrong.
yeah, like I feel something's off.
Well, so far so good. You played the sequence pretty well, considering like you got Dragon and Grubs. You got stuff done. Really good too.
That
Yeah, just bad
he,
protobot. He actually walked
yeah,
into you. You
yeah,
didn't have to protobot. Good. Yes, farm while they're fighting. Yeah, it is kind of similar to our last review where your towers are just randomly dying because
yeah.
mismatch in laning. What do you think about this scenario?
Like opening here.
Yeah, you're opening. You look top and then you're like, nah.
Um, yeah, I guess this would be one of the few windows to kill top. I think a lot of times if it's just me and Mbessa, like I don't have faith that we can kill the Alawi, but because Morgana was there was a chance. He doesn't have ult, but it could have been a top open to kill that Alawi, I agree.
Yeah, and Xerath has ult too, right? So like Xerath
Yeah.
doesn't have to be in there so that it gives a lot more damage. So yeah, that helps too.
I think in my mind, I viewed the rest of the map as pretty hard winning. so we could have
Really? It looks
like
pretty bad right now.
no Xerath specifically, and I
Oh,
think the
yeah.
Morgana had like 4
A
kills
lot
as
of gold.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was my not map structure winning, but like map people with like kills and gold. And so I was just trying to like optimize my efficiency so I can have as much golden items as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Looking pretty good. Now we got Lich Bane. Oh wait, we don't
Yeah.
have Lich Bane.
I think I could place that W better, like ideally to catch the stun. I still don't have a great sense of how far they pop back out.
Yeah. What the hell, guys? Stop that, man.
Like yeah, like I can see our vision line is bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know why it's. I get why the Alawi's pushed up. I don't know why every other lane, like this Nautilus, somehow can be like living in our jungle. Here, I don't know that he's gonna do that U-turn. I could be there to kill him. Like
Yeah,
I
you already
start the
eat.
camp. Yeah.
I do think here, like look, you're both here, and the wave's coming right behind you, Alex. Like you're too
Yeah.
focused on like just clearing. You need to pick a
I
wave
just
to
get.
like push out.
Oh yeah. I just don't know if we can kill Alawi. Like I'm so.
Yeah, of course. You have 2 items. She has Merc
Yeah.
Treads. She has
I guess I gotta
Sun the
bait. I
Sky.
gotta bait the ult, run out, and then go back, or
No,
like
you just
R
gotta
out and
dodge
then.
the E. You just gotta dodge the E.
Okay.
So walk in a straight line, and as soon as you see any animation, just sidestep E.
Okay.
Yes, the ult's gonna hurt, but the E is the biggest thing. When she E ults and she hits your E.
Okay.
And you have Ignite, and she bought this random item that isn't even stacked, right? So she doesn't even get the
Okay.
shield of Fimbulwinter. And you have a Morgana, right, with Ignite
Okay.
too. And Morgana's not going to be a part of the ult, right? Because she's too long range. Like, it'd be really dumb to walk into a circle. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm obviously seeing the Alawi there. In my head, it's just like I don't even know if we can kill the Alawi. This Mbessa, I don't trust to like here I go.
See what I mean?
I just
You hit her E,
yeah,
so now it works. That the like
and
this is the
I could have
fear.
E'd sideways there. Yeah,
Yes,
you're right.
you don't hit
I
her.
could have
If he
baited
doesn't
it.
hit her E, you actually like potentially one shot here, or maybe another rotation. But
What
if
is
you
it?
don't
Does
take
it give
this
her extra
rotation,
tentacles? What does it do?
it
Like if
does
she
like
E's an
percent.
ult.
I'm pretty sure it does percent max health damage. Like it's the E. I don't think the E is related to the ult. I might be wrong, but damage transmission. Yeah, so it does 45%. Basically, if it's fully maxed, you're taking 45% of your health. If it kills the whole thing, right?
Oh, if he kills your spirit, which when he ults, he almost like guarantees that he kills his
Takes 40,
spirit. Just the
yeah.
E alone is doing 45% of your health.
Yes. If he
Okay, yeah.
kills the whole thing, yeah. And you don't walk
45%
out.
of total health or current health? Current health.
Current
Right?
health. Yeah.
Okay. So when you're full, that's how like
That's how
you
the
pretty
most
much get
damage.
destroyed by the E, and then like you're dodging the tentacles on low life. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And when he kills the tentacles, you know how you walk out. Let's say you walk out of the E, the tentacles
Yeah.
spawn. It will spawn regardless after the E breaks, right? Or sorry,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
after
yeah.
he kills the clone. So yeah,
But that makes sense because I've actually never seen someone like fully die from the E. But you can
they take
get
a
like
lot
a
of
ton of
damage.
damage. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So it's not really related, but the ult helps do more damage to the clone, right? So
Yeah.
that's how the synergy works. And this is just cope, right? Like just work on the tier 2 top. Like this Syndra's stepping up. Um the dragon's so far away and you're not gonna have backup because you still always 1v3 in your team, right?
Yeah. I think I'm just panicking because I'm seeing like all the dragons go, the mountain soul. I don't know how to like I've gotten kills on all these people, right? But it's not changing
You
the
just
game
mi-
state.
you're just missing the timers, I think. Like we talked
Yeah.
about the one timer there. This is not a
Yeah.
timer because they're heralding and they're grouping, so like but this timer here and then after this there's a top timer right here. You could have killed her like way sooner, right?
Yeah.
This is
Like
good.
instead of even trying to go to drag.
Yeah, yeah. Use that timer to have push out top, and now you can work on Alawi again, right? Like you keep bouncing back and forth. Sure, it feels like repetitive, and it feels sort of like they're getting stuff while you're killing them, but
Yeah.
eventually there's gonna come to a point where you have enough gold that you'll break even with them, and now they have to actually respect like you with less and less members, right? To like need to
Yeah.
collapse, which means more push outs basically.
Yeah, because I do feel like I'm like just moving in between lanes. I'm trying to get as much done as possible, but it doesn't seem to be. But mainly, it's just missing a few windows to kill people and push out waves so far.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you're really lucky, honestly, that both your tier twos are like so the game's still playable. But let's say both solo lanes got tier twos, like um, that's a lot of gold to be down, right? If they
Yeah.
yeah, if the solo lanes get the gold, the side turrets tier twos. This is good. Somehow allowing groups, so like
Two people walk in the counter and the allow kills Zara. And,
oh. Maybe it's not good. Yeah,
like
allow
I
if
think it's a good start, right? But you can't control those two people are gonna walk to a choke, get done. One not gonna like shield, and then the Malawi flank is on our key member. There big damage on our team.
yeah. I mean that's hard to prevent as well. Like you can't really peel Zerath as Echo, so that's just it sucks her pathing towards the Lawi to us.
This is the final like mountain soul. I don't know. I'm trying to get a feel. Feel like we already feel like we're losing. The mountain soul. It's just like step.
Wait, let's move
Nope.
up a channel. You're lagging. Hold on.
Huh?
You're lagging. Like I can't hear you properly, Alex. Like I can still hear
Ah.
you, but you're like robot. Hold on. Let's try and move. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
It's good now. Wait.
Um.
Yeah. So we were
Yeah. No. That.
talking about
I don't.
the dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I understand like you're panicking for Soul, but ultimately you need to win the fight to win the game, right? Like even if if you deny and you suicide and you get the dragon, you still lose the game. That's the problem. Like you don't.
But if we win the fight and they get soul, are we winning? And like, you know what I mean? It's
You're not.
already the way the fights are happening. Like with a Fed Alawi, Fed like Udyr. I don't know. The guy has like very little KP, but he's had enough gold given how long the game's gone.
I get where you're coming from, but Soul will not change like the outcome of the game. If you win a fight, it's because your good positioning, good understanding of like where the fight is as well is important, right?
Yeah.
Etc.
Yeah.
Soul definitely helps if you just brawl front to back and like it's just a 50-50. Of course, like it's going to be 60-40 or 65-35, but Soul is not the end all be all.
Sure.
Especially like any drag besides Hextech. I would say Hextech is the most like frustrating to deal with because every ability now has a slow. But
Yeah.
yeah, Mountain is like obviously great, right? They all have tanks, but like it's not like they're gonna be unkillable. Right?
Yeah. Fair.
So basically, what I'm getting at here is the big takeaway from this situation is who's your priority target, right? Who's your easiest target to kill? Like, what's your role here?
The backline, like
Yeah,
Syndra or I forget their ADC. The Ezreal's harder because of the E, but Syndra's definitely the easiest.
yeah. And like, look how you're like Syndra showing, and you're not tracking her down, right?
Yeah, yeah. I should be killing her before, like first.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like,
I
your
think
job's
that's a
not
good point because I'm just trying to do everything. Like it's kind of in
not
my
your
mind
job.
here. I'm like, yeah, yeah. Okay. You know, in school when you have like a group project and you carry those fuckers, like that's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
do here.
I
Just do
can't
the entire
relate, brother.
project.
I cannot relate.
Oh, okay.
I'm the
Yeah.
opposite. I'm I'm the
I
careful.
carried you in this.
Yes, very hard.
Okay.
And I
True.
was
Yeah, yeah.
so ungrateful as well.
True. Yeah, I did everything, but in here it feels like I can't.
Right, and you shouldn't. Like, you need to know your
Yeah.
role. That's like really important. I think it goes back to the criticism I've given you before. Like,
Yeah.
your job is not to front to back. Your job is to create space either by threatening their backline, so their front line has to come and deal with you to protect their backline, or you kill the backline 1v1 ISO because they're just ignoring your the fact that you're behind and threatening your easiest target, right?
Yeah. Fair. Okay.
Like the fact Syndra's flanking is just insane. That is absolute insanity.
Well, yeah, she one shots the Xerath, then kills it like Assassin Syndra.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Yeah, no, I'm tunneled on the trying to steal the object because I know we have no vision set up. Like I know I'm gonna have to do a miracle steal if that was the goal. But your point is like that shouldn't be the goal. Like just
And
play.
if that was the case, I would say go for it, right? If the miracle still won you the game or gave you a
Yeah.
huge advantage, but it doesn't. Like even let's just say it's the flip side, right? It's 3-3 on
Yeah.
dragons. It doesn't matter who gets the soul; it's who wins the fight. Like of course it matters maybe if like you can't end off the momentum you get, or you can't like abuse your vision control and wave push you're gonna get on the next sequence. But ultimately, yeah, probably like you need to. I'm talking from my experience, but you need to think about your experiences and if like fights genuinely lost because of soul. Like that's why I said the only soul I think that makes it genuinely lost is X Soul sometimes. Like you're versing
Yeah.
Like imagine if Ezreal had Hextech Soul. It's like very frustrating the fact that he can land an extra 3 Qs because he hit his first Q with his slow. It's a random slow and a
Yeah.
spark thing.
I see what you're saying, but that kind of feels like in close. Like it just feels like we haven't won a fight yet in this game, like as a full team when Alawi's there. And that's why the soul feels worse because you're already feeling like in a losing situation, and then you're giving the enemy like 4K gold worth of stats, let's say. That's where the anxiety is coming into play. That said, we do have Ashe and Xerath that are like great scalers. Xerath has given me faith in this game. Ashe has not. Dude has missed a bunch of arrows. He's not dishing out DPS. And same with the Morgana, despite having an okay scoreline. Like I'm not feeling her pressure on the map. So that's where I feel like I've been playing this game now enough at like a decent level and through these coaching sessions like understand, and I always like, even if someone's scoreline's good, I can tell they're like not good on the champ or like off roll, like just because they're not playing the way, like the game is not working the way it should. Sometimes like I think
Yeah.
with champions I can get that sense. With like game states, I probably have to look back and see what the vision was, and like we've talked about, like I'm missing windows, but yeah, I can just tell. I can tell on my team that Xerath's like the only person that's like good at their champ, and we're just losing fights across the board, and that's where like the anxiety is. Like, okay, maybe if because
That's a
like
skill in itself.
stalling. Sorry.
I think that's just a skill in itself. Like, maybe I haven't stated this well enough, but yeah, your ability to adapt to situations is like going to be directly related to your results, right? Because
Yeah.
like I always talk, but I don't talk idealistically rather, but I I talk about how important silent push is, etc. How important
Yeah.
moving your vision line is. Do you think any of these players in your game like have that concept in mind? Of course not,
No.
right? So it's like what I'm saying is not some like high tech next level shit. It's just they're not playing for it. So you need to either influence them to play for it, or you need to adapt to how they're playing, right?
Yeah. But that's my point. Like my adaptation in this game is if I can stop the enemy team from getting the soul, I will slow down their win con. Like slow down their ability to win the game. Obviously, us losing the entire fight and just losing the game like that makes that a moot point. But if I can stall the game to the point where Ash gets 5 items, like even if the person's bad at Ash, like her autos are just going to do damage and it'll be impactful. And so that's why I view stealing the dragon as buying time. Like that is kind of like my internal adjustment for this game, given how I'm seeing people play. Does that make sense?
It does, but my counter argument would be the fact that when will the bleeding stop? If you're trying to delay them winning the game, what's the point in which you're going to turn the game around and start winning the game?
Like I feel like if an Ash got to 5 items and I land like a big frontline stun to buy space and Morg hits the stuff, like you know what I mean? We can kind of like pick through the front line. I don't think like it's
So
gonna be
what's
tough.
the fifth item though? Like I kind of see what you're saying, but like what is the point in which you're going to
Like you know how ADCs just have a spike once they have like 60%
yeah, of
crit
course.
and like the armor pen. Like that's kind of in my mind what I'm envisioning because the Xerath, despite having good damage, is gonna like poke them down, but he's not gonna be able to one shot the Alawi, the Nod, or the Udyr. I think we need to get like Ash to the point where she can deal with them. That's I don't know. That's kind of how I'm viewing it. It also like they don't really have hard engage, so like it should if it was front to like all else being equal, like our comp should be pretty good. It feels like it's just people aren't playing it.
I think that's
And
actually I think that's a good way of thinking if you stay true to like what you're saying and it works out.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna still give you the same criticism. You know, like if you
Fair,
get
and it's
to
not
the
like I was
5
in,
item and it,
I was
yeah, it
in
works
literally
out,
no
it's cool.
position to steal that dragon. Like I would need to come. Like if I wanted to steal that dragon, I should
Should've
have
went
tried to
around.
sneak through mid,
Yeah.
E over the wall, go
Yeah.
around, or to your point,
Well,
start on the
fuck that.
Cinder side. I literally tried to like fucking straight line it into a knot hook, like it was impossible. Yeah, it's not. But that was kind of the desperation I felt.
I think if there's always cope, there's a way to win. So yeah, like if that's your cope to like win and you play for that and it works.